bullshit stories about
Let me see. Let me see.
Can I put my glasses back on?
Yeah.
What about my hair?
Let's finish it now.
No, no, no,
Oh. Let me check and see what happened, because they all went out like 4 days ago.
We're having the same issue again too, Brandon.
With the hard drive?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes.
And do I have any callers today?
Are you busy?
And what you need? What you need?
I just was going to turn on
Yes,
the hard drives, but I can do it
absolutely.
later.
You said turn them on.
I think you should call into
I
the
was
show
gonna go try
today,
to fix
if
the
you
hard
have a
drive, but I
minute.
can do it later. Babe, you keep doing the white cord on the bottom. It needs to be on the top.
Okay.
After the first segment.
And you plugged in the other one into the wall? To the adapter?
Adapter.
Well, it needs some more power.
Okay, so, okay, here you go.
The lights flickered, but it didn't come on completely.
Hey, did you plug it into the right one behind the computer?
Yeah.
There's only 2 slots for the Thunderbolt.
Yeah. The lights, they flickered on, but they just didn't stay on.
Uh-oh.
I got it.
Are we up and running?
Did you get the hard drive?
We got about 4 minutes.
I got
5 minutes.
3 pieces left.
It started at 10:05?
About 3.5 minutes after.
Okay.
About 4
Did you
minutes
get the hard
after.
drive for the...
You want to shoot for 3 after, because at 4 after, we're live. I got a piss.
Did I get what?
I only got 2 more pieces left.
Alright.
Did you get the hard drive? Excuse me, the tripod for the Canon.
Can you say piss on the air?
I'm not really sure.
Are you on? Are we on?
We're live on this one.
Oh boy.
That's Facebook Live.
Whoo! Don't say pee on the air. I was already warned a little bit, not from the FCC, but somebody said I couldn't talk about, hey, did you add that line in that promo about the hookers? Did we do that? I'm guessing that's a no.
He's gonna do the tripod. I think we have the raw footage of that.
No. In that promo, remember, we was gonna, we decided not to add that, right? It was the, yeah. Okay. I want to see that video again. Are you using that pad or no?
What?
It's in the car probably. I'll go get it.
No, it's right here.
No,
He's
the
got mine.
tripod.
Oh.
What do you need?
You got about 3 minutes. I'm writing my show on an envelope.
Do you need paper?
That haven't had 2 checks in it. No. Oh, good. Oh, he's got this hooked up to the Mevo, but he's not using this one for the Mevo.
He has both of them hooked up.
Well, why'd you hand it back to me?
Could you ask for it?
Got it. Brandon, you got like 1 minute. Doesn't my hair look good enough already?
I just need to make it easy.
Brandon, my man. There you are right there. Oh, there's my girl.
Which one is that?
Amber. Amber Lee.
Hey, can't see that far. Mine is like overdrive for driving.
Affiliates, management, or advertising. Welcome back to the Fly Mackie Show. I'm your host, Fly Mackie, on 1100 KFNX. Our number here is 480-466-1096.
Channel 3.
President, owners.
You got more perfume than the store itself.
Why you say that, man?
It's a bottle of perfume in this bag too.
Is there? I'm looking for that one. Okay.
KFNX, independent talk, Mackie here with you today. It's on your 20th year in business here at the station. What do you think about that, Francis? Yo, what the hell are we doing? So it's an awful time.
Let me see, Fly.
Friday.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, you gotta get these things out of my head, out of my way.
Okay.
Don't turn that dial. This is the Fly Mackie Show. I'm your host, David.
You know you're setting that camera up right in front of my producer.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it.
That's all right. Hey,
Put it over here.
you're the guy. I'm not telling you what to do. Hey.
I love you so much. I love you. Oh, I love you.
He's like lipstick.
Lipstick.
He's like, and it's disgusting. A human being is kissing me.
Get your filthy paws off me.
You already know.
Some time ago, the wire services and newspapers.
You get that thing figured out?
What, Dave?
Describing the first satanic wedding ceremony ever performed. The pictures showed a nude woman lying on the altar behind the guest.
You do that. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, should I do it this way?
Got cameras all over the place.
Ready?
Action.
Good morning, Arizona. Don't turn that dial. This is the Fly Mackie Show. I'm your host, David. Amber calls me Dick. Anyway, TGIM, right? Thank goodness it's Monday. Wow, we had some nice rain over the weekend. Bitcoin was moving again. So those of you who are day trading, you know, I tried to set you up and give you some warning and let you know, give you some advice on the trading for those of you who trade daily. Bitcoin was around just under $6,100. It was breaking the $5,900 briefly, but it was right at between $6,000 and $50 in that range for about a day. So I told you guys, get ready, and you should be buying, because this morning it's 66.38.26 as we talk. We've been doing the algorithms this morning, and man, it's crazy what's happening with Bitcoin. You guys who day trade need to pay attention to 66.35.77. So it's dropped just a couple of bits, but it's up 4.5% almost for the morning, which is not bad. So we're looking right now on a day's range, 63.49, 66. So somewhere in the last 24 hours, it's moved about $500. And here's the thing, look at this. So in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has traded $398 million. But in the last 12 hours, no, it's about the last 8 hours. Okay, so stopped about 2 hours ago. This one it kind of slowed down a little bit. So from about 7:45 Eastern Standard Time last night till about 1 a.m. in the morning, had about $300 million worth of trading. So out of the $398 million worth of trading, 300 of it was done. So about 80-90% of it was in a 7-8 hour period yesterday evening. Now, those of you who are not familiar with the markets and how they work here with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they don't ever close. I mean, it's 24 hours a day. There's a little break in there in the afternoon for about an hour or so, but then they're up and running again. It's not like the stock market over there on the other side. This is not current securities. This is cryptocurrency, which is totally different than securities, okay? They shut down in the afternoon and they're done for the day, and then the big boys and the big girls do the trading, the institutional buyers, which you and I cannot be a part of because we're not trading in those quantities, which is the tens of millions, hundreds of millions, and billions of dollars, okay? So in cryptocurrency, it's open 24/7. And it allows somebody like you and me to get in the game and play with the big boys and the big girls. Now, here's the beautiful thing about cryptocurrency. On these exchanges, they don't allow, I'm going to slow it down for a second. On these exchanges in cryptocurrency, they don't allow the financial institutions. Now, they'll allow institutional buying, but only to a degree. So they won't allow an institution to come in, drop 10, 20, 30, $50 million at one time, or $1 billion, and completely crash a market or an exchange, okay? So the big boys and the big girls, they have to play on the, now listen to this. They have to play on our rules. So because the stock market, now y'all who pay attention to this. So in the stock market, you and I, regular American Joe, regular American Jane, we're not able to play on the same ball field as the big boys and the big girls, okay? Because we don't have enough money. Cryptocurrency, regular Joe and regular Jane, we have a format or a platform that we're allowed to trade on, but guess what? The big boys and the big girls, they have to play on the same ball field as us. Isn't that something? It's completely reversed over here. So if those of you who don't think you can play with the big boys and the big girls, think it again. And pay attention to how the markets work here in cryptocurrency. You have the same ball field, the same rules as the big boys and the big girls. So get in. I mean, it's highly recommended. If you would have had a swing today, you had about a $500 swing in the last day and a half, 2 days. 500, well, actually closer to 600. But let's just say 500. So those of you, when I explained to you on Friday that y'all needed to start buying, I mentioned it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that they were good times to buy as it was incrementally dropping down. So when Bitcoin was down around the $6,000 range on Friday, it was a perfect time to buy, because look at this morning, $6,700. So when you're playing with a couple $100,000, I believe on a day trade, that's about $17,000. I can do the math later, but that's not a bad day trade. Now try doing $16,000 once a week. What does that come to? Does anybody know? Got a calculator handy? Let's do it. I'm going to do it myself. $800,000 in a year off your $250,000. So what does that? That gives you almost. That gives you about a 300% A little more than 300% return on your investment. Not bad. Good job back there, Chet. Thank you. But thank you. So well, last week on Friday I had my numbers so screwed up. Let's go with the Bitcoin again. With the Bitcoin, good morning, Amber. I love you. I'm gonna miss you a lot. And I was going over, was working with, so we were all in Vegas this weekend. We had a film crew, we had a sales crew, we had our guy that's working on our international, all our stuff on the back scenes, what we're doing with the algorithms and all that stuff. It is just blows my mind that I got a team like this working with me, but it's a lot of fun. Anyway, we had a working weekend, and we was going over some pictures and stuff and putting some stuff together. Anyway, I miss you, Amber. I miss you a lot. Okay, good morning. Bye. Talk to you later. I could talk to Amber all morning. For those of you who don't know, this is the Fly Mackey Show. I'm your host, David. Amber calls me Dick. That's another story. We'll talk about that maybe later today. I think Andrew Powell's calling in today. A lot of stuff's going on with our president over there in Russia. This is Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Let's get back to the Bitcoin real quick, okay? So there's 1 million bits in a Bitcoin. 1 million bits, B-I-T-S. There's 1 million bits per Bitcoin. Okay, there's 100 Satoshi per bit, which makes 100 million Satoshi in a Bitcoin. The potential now for a Bitcoin is to reach 100 million. Once it reaches that saturation, then it can be incrementally broken down again. But it has to reach that yet, and it's not even got close to it because we're looking in the $6,000 range. But this is the time to buy. It's like owning a bank. Literally, it's like owning a bank for the regular Joe. Hey, did you hear what I said? So we can't play with the big boys and the big girls on the stock market, but here they have to play by our rules. So get in the game. So 1 million bits. They've been fractioning them out on these exchanges at $200 and fractioning the Bitcoin out. So 250 buyers at $200 is 50,000. So each buyer, each one of those 250 buyers gets 4,000 bits. You get 4,000 bits or 400,000 Satoshi for your $200. Just imagine what that would be once that reaches saturation or starts building value. It's incredible what you can buy for just a small investment. The potential for the Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin will be going to 50,000 because the exchanges are fractioning them out and selling them. So this is the time to buy. You can't be at a better time to take a risk, especially with their economy the way it is. If you was going to take a risk at any time, this would be the best time. You can reach us on Facebook at BITC, Fly Mackey, the Fly Mackey Show, work the plan to become a millionaire in 12 to 24 months. You can get us online at BITC21, BITC21.com. And what else? Well, we're all over the place. 480-466-1096. And I just got a note that some of the contracts that we were supposed to go out, and I'm responsible for them, so that's my bad. Anyway, they were going out. They got sent out. I'm not sure what happened, but some of you said you didn't get them, but they're on their way, okay? So we'll go back over that today, make sure they're out. Once again, Bitcoin's trading about $6,600 today. So in the last day and a half, it's been a big swing. You guys need to pay attention to the market. All right, you've been listening to the Fly Mackey Show on Independent Talk. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. So it's either, it's my hair.
What's wrong with your hair?
Okay, no problem. Hey, come look. Can you come look at this?
That's what it's thinking for all over.
So I'm looking, and it's not moving. There you go. Fine.
You have to click on it to see it move.
Got it.
But it's gonna be lagging because it is live.
Okay. Hey, Mike, you might want to hold on. I don't know if they got room for you in here.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk to Brandon, see if he's got something for you.
Got you some more light though. That's all it goes on. Catch the bloopers.
That's why it's important for those promos to go out
Right.
before the show every day. So you're doing the commercials, right? Doing the commercials, then doing the promos, and then it sets up the show instead of us setting up the show after or while it's going on, right?
Okay.
Well, you don't want to get in the camera. So where's the camera?
He mentioned the ring was tilted.
Hey, y'all.
That's what he told me to come in and fix.
All right. Stay over there. No. Back. Down. Don't do that.
All right.
I'm on the air in the studio with my guard dog. All right, welcome back to the Fly Mackie show. My buddy Mike showed up and just walks in, my guard dog. You know, this is a loaded weapon. I want to go over that real quick. If you see me, don't just approach my dog. He's a trained animal. Now, he's a service animal. I've got a lot of money wrapped up in service so I can take him with me everywhere. There's very few places that he doesn't go with me. If you see me get out of the truck, I leave the AC running, and that's why I get a new truck every 3 or 4 months. Brand new one, all the time. I'm always getting new trucks, okay, so that I have the best vehicle for my animals. Okay, and I got another dog too, Blue, that goes with me quite a bit. But don't just walk up to my animal. It's not smart to do that, Michael, or anybody else. You guys pay attention, because this is a guard animal. I'm on the air, live in a studio, and you walk in and ask my dog to say hello. Don't do that. Of course, he loves you, Michael.
Yeah, I know.
He goes, yeah, I know. But this is for other people because we're on TV, so we're live here. So you got to be careful.
Is that what we're doing here? TV?
Not to
Radio?
Yes. Do something stupid like that.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Radio.
So we got the TV going. Look,
Yeah.
right over there. So
Yeah.
please be careful and don't be adding to the show. And those of you who see me out live, be very careful because this is serious. It's like grabbing a loaded gun. You don't go grab a loaded gun. It's a serious business when you're dealing with an animal that's got this much training. Drug training. He hates cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine. He can't stand it. He's trained to hunt that stuff down. So when he gets around something like that, the hair on the back of his neck goes up and he starts pulling his chain. He's just like a police dog, and he's in full attack type mode of, let's go find this stuff. So, I mean, he's like a loaded weapon. Anyway, I got off sideways, but that's because my buddy walked in, and we have to be careful all the time in the studio, all the time.
No matter what, a lot going on.
We got a lot going on, but we got to be careful anywhere if you see me in public, okay? All right, thank you very much for that. Now, let's get back to the Bitcoin. Amber, good morning. Anyway, I can't wait. See how I go sideways? James is laughing at me over there. So, man, can you stay on subject? Not very easy sometimes. Anyway, cryptocurrency's moving. Good to see my buddy in the studio today. I get passionate when it comes to Capone because he's got the bodyguard training too. Those of you who are new to the show, this is Fly Mackie. I'm your host on the Fly Mackie show. We're talking about Bitcoin. That's our main subject of the show. But I'm also a President Trump, Bible-thumping, NRA type guy. and I carry my weapon with me all the time. I have Capone, and he's my bodyguard. He's got bodyguard training, self-defense training. That's serious stuff. I mean, an animal like this is just literally like a loaded weapon. Now, he's very well trained. He loves Chet, too. Comes in, Chet says hello to him. Chet, you didn't come say nothing to him this morning.
Yeah, you guys said a lot of crap.
Yeah.
I don't want to rumble the puppy dog. You know what? He's got his space, but I know him. He still doesn't like it. He likes his space.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of activity going on. He's probably not getting
Yeah.
So I respect that. Don't cut it.
All right. All right. That's awesome. All right. But, I can go sideways. Anyway, it's the Fly Mackie Show. I'm a very big fan of President Trump. I was listening. I saw what went on today, what was going on with President Putin. And, you know, our guys, you know, I can't understand why people think he's so stupid. Our president is one of the smartest guys I know. Of course, I don't know him personally, but I've been in a few interviews when he's been, you know, in the same room. I was lucky enough to be in some of those interviews. And, you know, just talking to people that know him. One of my mentors is a personal friend of his for 30 years. And so, you know, I get some, you know, that kind of side of it. But they don't realize how smart this guy is. Most people are just like, he should have did this, he should have did that. Well, listen, it's the art of the deal. He's always working on the art of the negotiation. And for people who think he's stupid, y'all better wake up. You haven't noticed anything yet? We're at 4% GDP. Our economy is like running like it's not even started yet. You know how a locomotive goes and it gets going, it gets to moving, and then it gets to going on like a steady pace, and it takes a long time to stop a train. Once that baby starts rolling, it takes a long time to stop it. We haven't even got started yet. Our economy for 5 quarters now has been above 3%, right about 4% GDP. It hasn't even got started. Wait and see. Now, I'm not an economist, but I can tell you this based on my experience over the last 30 years of being an adult, last 26 years being an adult. In my lifetime, I haven't seen a better economy, and hasn't even started yet. It's barely chugging along. You couldn't find a better time to invest, especially if you're a risk taker, or if you want to take a risk and have always been nervous about taking a risk. You couldn't pick a better time in the history of our country to take a risk than today, with this president, this administration, and this economy. It is one of the best we've ever had. Now, the economy hasn't even felt, or you and I, we haven't even felt the effects of the tax breaks yet. It hasn't even been implemented yet. All this garbage that you hear online, I'm a businessman. I've had hundreds of people work for me, hundreds of people work for me at one time. Now I have a small crew, there's about 7, 8 of us, but we're growing. But I can tell you this, there hasn't been a better time, and the tax breaks haven't even kicked in for it. Now, for what's going to happen come tax season next year, yes, that's when it's really going to be a benefit to us. But right now, I can tell you, as a consumer or a potential investor or another small business person who may want to sponsor me out here for our TV, radio, etc., there's not a better time to invest now so that you can take advantage of the tax breaks next January. I mean, this is the time. Wow. Can you believe that? Anyway, so there's 1 million bits per Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin today. 1 million bits per Bitcoin. 1 million. There's 100 Satoshi per bit, which makes 100 million Satoshi for the Bitcoin. Now I hear, and I don't know, I don't have any inside information on this, maybe a little, but I hear that the creator of Bitcoin will be creating another Bitcoin. That's what the inside scoop is. And and just to let you know, I've been around this from the very beginning, from before it had its initial coin offering. I've been around Bitcoin. I've had 2 friends of mine that were miners from the very beginning. I got one buddy who's got 100,000. Can you believe? Could you imagine having 100,000 Bitcoin? 100,000 Bitcoin. Money, money. Yeah, I can't sing it. I'm not a good singer. You don't want me singing. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way. That's about the most you're ever going to get out of me. My dad used to sing that to me. We were going to keep that secret. Kind of slipped out. My dad used to sing that to me every morning. I had the best parents in the world. John and Erna Mackey. They taught me the value of getting up in the morning and make my bed, and helping around the house, helping my mother, because she was the weaker sex, because men are on average, I don't want to get into big controversy, physically stronger. Now my mother was strong as an ox. Yeah, would not want to mess with her, but he said you need to help, that she's your mother, and I helped her a lot. So I learned the value of helping my mother. When she said do something, I did it. Getting the best education that I could. I wasn't a very smart guy. I wasn't good at school. But I love school. They had me in special ed. Can you believe Fly Mackie in special ed? They used to call me itty bitty and all kinds of other kinds of names back then. But I was in special ed. You know what we did in special ed? I learned how to use wood, use my hands, wood, mechanics. We were out in the countryside all the time. I went fishing. Can you believe that? Special ed. I went to a small school. So I was in the other kids are in class learning all this, whatever they learn. And I was with a group, and our teachers took us fishing. Who do you think had the better education? I learned how to type. I learned how to balance a checkbook. None of the other kids learned that stuff. But they taught us that. They said, hey, you're special. They used to, and the teachers didn't think that. But some of the kids would make fun of us. They go, you're special. You're in special ed. But guess what? When I graduated from high school, I knew how to balance a checkbook. Isn't that crazy? They didn't even teach that to the other guys who were supposed to be smart. But they taught it to us. Well, maybe because they thought we were so stupid we needed to know it. But guess what? We all turned out to be the businessmen. Yeah, we were the entrepreneurs. Yep. The businessmen. Not putting in, I grew up in a small school, so y'all don't be mad at me out there listening, because I know my classmates are listening. Oh boy, some of the stuff Fly Mackie says. All right, this has been Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX, and the Fly Mackie Show. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. Some of the shit that comes out of my mind.
It's alright though.
Are you allowed to say that? Are we still live?
We're only on Facebook Live.
Well, so the whole world, only the whole world.
Only the whole world, but not the people on the radio.
Sorry for cussing.
So that's right.
A new fork in another fork in Bitcoin.
Okay, once again, you guys coming in and out, everyone's got to know about my dog.
Right.
Because at any given, like if he
feels threatened, he's
yeah,
bark.
If he feels threatened at all, because his #1 job is to protect me.
Right.
I came in very gentle.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I didn't mean to go off on you, but it was like it caught me off.
And I wanted to tell you, Mike, just
It
make
caught
sure
me
you
off
look
guard.
productive, because we're filming
And
the
we're
whole
live.
room.
Okay.
So you're
So
like
don't
on
just
TV.
like sit there and slouch. Like make sure you look
Okay.
very busy.
Yeah. And you have to have something to do. You have like any crew member that comes in has got to have a job.
Okay.
Okay? Oh, because I don't need participants sitting in the studio unless we're doing something right.
Right.
Yeah.
And he needs help with.
Yeah. So you might want to help one of the interns today. Hey, did you see Bitcoin, how it moved the last couple of days? I was like, I told everybody. And it dipped. It was at 6,700 and then it dipped. I was like, buy. I was telling everybody to buy 6,700 this morning. $1,000 swing in the last 3.5, 4 days. $1,000. Chet did the math for him. I mean, incredible. Look at this. So you're looking at say 250.
I've been watching other coins.
Okay, watch this. 250, and it dropped down to 5,900 last week on Thursday. So you get 42 bits, right? So 42.3 Bitcoin, and then this morning when it hit 6,700, so you make about $33,000 on a day trade, selling them. Because I've been telling people buying the dip. So do that. Do 33, right? 33. Do that just one time a week. Incredible. 1.7 million. Is anybody listening? 1.7 million. You do a 1 day trade. So you do 1 day trade at 30,000. That's $30,000. 250,000. Make $37,000 return on your investment once a week. And it moves like that all the time. People don't pay attention. That's why when you buy an institutional buy, which the big boys and the big girls had to play on our platform, there's only so much they're allowed to buy on the exchanges, because you can't blow up the exchanges. You can't bankrupt the exchanges. So when you got $33,000, you make that once a week, 1.7 million. 1.7 million a year. That's an average person could do that if they're investing and playing with $250,000. Imagine what we're going to do with 70 million. So that's where the sponsor comes in for the TV show. Those of you out there listening, I need me 1 or 2 good sponsors to sponsor our TV show. And you kind of see how it's working right now and how we're working this. So we just landed a media company in New York, Pal Media, Andrew with Pal Media, and Andrew's a big hitter. But we're going to have content. So our content, Brandon, we already have the first week, and we picked up another place. So I got the Utah, and then we picked up New York. Andrew Pal Media. Good job, Andrew. Good job, Andrew, wherever you're at. I don't know what cameras I'm looking into.
Yeah, 3 of them.
My ears are too big. I got a problem. I love you.
You know who we missed who was in town over the weekend?
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Ben Shapiro.
All right, welcome back to the Fly Mackie Show. We had a great weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. TGIM, thank goodness it's Monday. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world with what our president's doing. Man, that guy, he's got a set of cojones on him. I like him. He was very presidential today, too. The way he was talking to the media was really good. But here's where they tried to get him. And I don't know who that dodo was who asked him a question. Are you willing to tell Putin, that he was, that y'all, he's a scumbag, basically. He didn't say that, but that's what he said. He got in our elections and all that, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get in his face. Who does that? Come on. What an idiot. Anyway, it's a good question, too, by the way. I like what the reporter asked him. I'm not mad at him. I think he's an idiot, but I love it because he was smart enough to ask the question. Anyway, President Trump comes back and says, y'all keep... What I want to know is, where's the server that Hillary Clinton had? Where's that at? Where's the server at? Where's those 33,000 emails that they haven't completely found yet? They found some of them, but where's the rest of them at? What about what the FBI was doing? Peter Strzok, what a jerk off that was. His girlfriend's telling on him too. Yeah, both adulterers and all the Democrats, the liberals, the libtards, the libnuts, my good friends, my liberal friends. They were all upset. My liberal friends were upset. And those of you don't get offended when I say that. I didn't make up the name. They made up the name. They made up their own names. Anyway, have a lot of good liberal friends out there, and we're going to work when the show goes 2 hours, and then we're doing with our Facebook and YouTube shows. We'll have our other side on too, because we want to be balanced, so that we can have the liberals on here with their perspective as well. But but I want to know, and President Trump wanted to know, where's the server at, and how is it that it's okay to try to slander our president and the way he may have acted. He was a playboy. Come on. I know I had a penthouse. I know the lifestyle. They come at you in every direction. I'm a fat little Indian. And you got girls coming at you, and guys, and anything in between. Sometimes you don't even know what they are. They come at you from all directions. All directions. I've had 2 cases in the last 4 years where people tried to embezzle. I'm like, go ahead. Go ahead. Put it out there. They go, we got some pictures. I said, put them out. It could be good publicity. They go, you don't want these. I go, They showed me these pictures. This is what we're going to put out. So go ahead. Do it now. You know, because we used to have TMZ over there all the time. You know, the TV, the Hollywood show. You know, taking pictures, trying to get the guys, the celebrities and stuff like that. But anyway, when we grow the show, then we'll have Harvey on, and we'll have some of the people that we know in the industry. And Brandon knows every household name. If they're a household name, our executive producer, Brandon Hudson, knows them. And so that's just the way that part of it goes when you go to TV. But they're like, we got pictures. I'm like, oh, I love those pictures. They're, what are you, crazy? I'm like, just, if you're going to do it, go ahead and do it. It ain't going to bother me. Just do it now. Yeah, get it out of the way. Who cares? It's good publicity. So I look at it this way, and I learned a long time ago when I stopped drinking, because I was such a jerk, that if you're going to get embarrassed of something you did, maybe you don't want to do it again. So there's some things that I've done, even in the last 4 or 5 years, that maybe I won't want to do again. But you get a little embarrassed, you apologize, and don't do it again. Pretty simple. Just bam, move on. Anyway, it takes a lot to embarrass me too. So God is good. But anyway, getting back to this, and so he had some good questions. There were some good questions asked, and President Trump wanted to know about the integrity and what the FBI has been doing, because you know, this is what's going to happen. What you're going to find out is there was a coup going on with the Justice Department and the FBI to oust or overturn an election of a president that half this country voted for. And he won the electoral college. Okay? A coup to overthrow a president. Now, if he wanted to, he could just sign his name on some document, executive order. I want it all open. But he's smarter than that. He's a lot smarter than that. So he's letting it play out. But there's a lot of things that are going to come out, and the history is going to tell. So y'all hold on to your shorts, those of you who may be involved in it. We're going to have Judge Janine on next week. Judge Janine Pirro from Fox News. She's going to be on. And as we start building our TV show, we'll have every guest, just like we have any other show. They have all the guests from whoever's whoever, right? If you're in politics or anybody who's relevant will be on our shows. That's just the way TV goes. I've got a good executive producer. They know what they're doing over there. And it's a lot of fun. I like the behind the scenes guys. There's not a TV show around that shows behind the TV. Is there any shows that do that, Brandon? There may be a few. You know, they get the behind. I like the behind the scenes.
TMZ.
Yeah, TMZ does. TMZ does. Well, hey, do you think I got that from Harvey, or Harvey get that from me? Yeah, we won't. Don't answer that question. But I do like the behind the scenes stuff. Anyway, so cryptocurrency's moving. Let's get back to that real quick. I like what's been going on here. Cryptocurrency. Let's see what's going on with the market right now. Okay, so you're looking at with the Bitcoin, 66.98.81. So here's what happens, you guys. The majority of the movement happens at night when America is sleeping. But most of America who's in Bitcoin and trading is up at night trading. They're taking advantage when you're sleeping. So you have to pay attention. If you want to be a part of the cryptocurrency market and you want to be trading, then you have to be up at nighttime. Or at least putting in your trades so that you know where you want to sell or where you want to buy at. You got to be paying attention. Okay? So if you're buying offline, which a lot of people do, you know, I would highly recommend doing it at nighttime. You know, you're meeting somebody at a, where do they have the 24-hour stores at? Wherever they do it. Wherever you do it. That's your own business. But I'm just trying to tell you, the majority of trading, out of all the trading that was done on Bitcoin, let's look at that one more time, okay? So in the last, okay, so it's moved. So in the, wow, it's moved a lot. It's moved about $30 million in the last 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, so there's been some trading going, so the movement. Y'all pay attention. Right now, we're looking at 425 million traded in the last 24 hours. But in the last, here we go. In the last 30 minutes since we've been on the air, Bitcoin has moved $67 million in trading. Okay? So y'all pay attention. Something's going on right now. We can look at the hour chart, the minute charts. Looks like there's been about not much of a swing, but in the last hour, there's been about $100 swing. So it's not a lot, but that's still a pretty good swing, right? Yeah, it's a pretty good swing. That's the movement. So you got some movement. You got to pay attention, because it may wind up hitting 68, 6,900. It looks like the buyers, the bulls, they're trying to push it to $6,800. So pay attention, because then you're going to have a drop again. You're going to have another swing. So pay attention. There was a sell-off for 3 or 4 days, and looks like they're buying again. And this is what happens. So those of you who have small amounts, pay attention to what you have. Don't get scared. Don't be selling. Hang on to it. Now, when it hits the swings again, and it goes down towards the dips, you want to be strategically ready to buy. So those of you who are holding on to a little bit, this would be a good time to get your cash together. A good time to get your cash together for the next dip. And when it starts dropping, 65, 66, 65, 64, 63, incrementally buy a little bit, a little at a time. If you're dealing in hundreds, drop $100 every time it drops. If you're paying in thousands, drop a couple of thousand every time it drops. That's the way it works. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. I'm just giving you strategies of how I would do it over here. Now, this is not securities. I don't need a Series 6 or Series license, Series 7 license, any of that. Don't need to. We're not in the stock market. This is not securities. Bitcoin was regulated, deemed under real estate by the IRS and Securities Exchange Commission. The IRS is the one that won out. The Securities Exchange, Treasury for currency, and then you're looking at the IRS. They all battled it out who was going to get jurisdiction for Bitcoin. The IRS won, and the IRS has it coded under real estate. So anybody can trade Bitcoin, and anybody can buy it, and any of the others at this point. Ethereum is the only other one that the director of the Securities and Exchange at the summit in San Francisco a month and a half ago deemed at this point is also not a security. Now, he didn't say anything about putting it up under the IRS code, but he did say it's not a security. So at this point, you got 2 of them. Okay? Y'all pay attention to Ethereum and Bitcoin right now. This has been Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX, and the Fly Mackie Show. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Yeah, 70 million in trading in the last hour. All right, went up 5 million in the last. Look at this. It went up 5 million, 5.5 million in the last 1 minute in trading. 5.5 million in trading. It was 377. It's 380.106 right now. So about 5 million. No, 4 million. About 4.5 million. 4.6 million in trading in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Something's happening. It's moving. I bet we're going to see a peak today. I bet it's going to break 7,000. Let's look at the chart. Yeah. Yeah, 24-hour trading is at 4 billion. So we're about normal. Here's what's crazy. So here's what the little guys do. They buy it, they sell off, right? And then the buyers come in, the smart ones, the day traders, and they start buying it back. It's crazy. They start buying it back because the volume's is back where it was. So it was trading about $3 billion a day. There was about 3 days in there where the market was going down in cryptocurrency for Bitcoin, where it was averaging about $3.5 billion a day. Okay. Now look at it today. So today you have a swing in the last day and a half. In the last day and a half you have a swing, but we're back up to 4 billion. So it's about $500 million more today than it has been on average the last 3 or 4 days. It just moved again. So in the last commercial break, and we've got about 3-4 minutes on the commercial break, you're looking at $5.1 million in the last 4 or 5 minutes is traded in Bitcoin. trading at 66.8271. So basically what we're doing, so we'll build the funnel, the TV show. So the show gets its out. Picked up PAL Media and some other places. And so go out, we're looking to franchise out at 200 other media companies to put the Fly Mackie show, which means we're content. We put our show out on their sites, and then their viewers get to see it. Then they can sell advertisement to their viewers who sponsor their pages in their media companies. That's how it works. And so we'll go out on all these. Now, as soon as we get those of you who are potential investors, this would be a good time to invest. The TV, those of you ever wondered how to invest in TV, well, this is your chance. Or ever wondered how you could, this is the chance to do it. Mike, they were putting makeup on me today. Do I look pretty? Don't answer that question. There's a lot of people I could have asked that question. I had to ask to my fat buddy Mike over here. It's embarrassing. All right, here we go. Okay, welcome back to the Fly Mackie Show. I'm your host, David, on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. You can find us at, you can text it. I'd text 480-466-1096. You can text at 480-466-1096. And on our office line, we have an office sync caller. All right, we won't do that. Messages. Oh boy. How do you get to the main number here, Robert? Anyway, here we go. So you can call the office line and leave a message at 424-354-4022. Once again, that's 424-354-4022. That's 424-354-4022. That's the Beverly Hills office, but that's okay. And you can text me at 480-466-1096. You can find us at BITC on Facebook. BITC, work the plan to become a millionaire in 12 to 24 months. You can find us at Fly Mackie or the Fly Mackie Show, all on Facebook. Do we have any other ones? I think that's it. So Twitter at Chasing Fears, right? Chasing Fears. Instagram.
Chasing Fears.
Chasing Fears. LinkedIn.
BRANDON.C.HUDSON.
BRANDON.C.HUDSON.
Exposure Productions.
And then what is?
Exposure Productions.
Exposure Production.
And we have the 1100 KFNX.
We have the 1100 KFNX on that's
Independent Talk.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got a lot of landing pages that you can find us on, and we just picked up another media group, PAL Media, and they're going to be showing our content basically. So we have the show, and the show goes out on other stations. They go out at other media outlets. So like the TV, it's going to go on another outlet, PAL Media. We've got several other ones. We're looking to franchise that out at 200 different places, and hey, we're already starting to get our show out there. So that's the name of the game. If you want to sponsor the TV show, there's not a better time in the world to take a risk, and it's a good calculated risk. I'm a very conservative businessman. I'm very conservative, but I'm a risk taker too. So this is probably one of the best risks that you could take, a conservative risk, in my personal opinion, that you could ever have, because we have some great products. The best product is the Bitcoin. It's the talk of the century. And since we've started, we've got a big following now, and then we've already got media companies that's wanting to take our show. And I don't know if you know what the meaning of that is. The last time Brandon did a project for me is when I was doing my multi-level marketing. I built that business to $8.6 million worth of billing per year. It took me about 2 years. So we put some money in advertising in. I had some sponsors. We built the business up. Then we flipped the business because I got out of the business. But anyway, here we're building this up for the TV. We're going to do the same approach that we did last time. We're professionals at this. We're experts at this. We're not reinventing the wheel. Not one bit. We're just rolling the wheel that's already made. Okay? So this is a good time to get in with the company and become a sponsor of the show. So basically, you have me, I'm the product, and then you have the radio station, and then you have the TV show. And to put it all together, then you've got a great president. Hallelujah, you couldn't ask for a better president right now. And you have an economy, listen to this, an economy with 4% GDP. We have one of the best economies. Now, especially those of you who are young, listen to me. This is the best economy since you've been born, if you're younger than 40 years old. The best economy that we've ever had. And here's why, because we have the tax breaks to go with it that hasn't even gone into effect for most of the country yet. The effects is going to happen next year when you start getting these tax breaks. But right now, is the time that you want to invest, because then you have the write-offs. The good thing about the Bitcoin and it going under IRS code for real estate is that you can take advantage of it next year. And then you can take advantage of the capital gains a year after that. Now, if you're working with bigger quantities, industrial type grades, or more money than the average buyer would, so I'm talking about in the hundreds of thousands or millions, then there's tax advantages like you would not believe. I'll give you an example, and then I'm going to have a real estate guy come on. One of my buddies is a big hitter in the real estate commercial industry. Okay, so you buy a building, and in order to get the tax advantage of it, so that you're working with capital gains and so you can flip the building quicker, you just buy another building that costs a little bit more than that one. Bam. So here, because cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is regulated under IRS code for real estate, so let's say we make a purchase and we want to take advantage of some return on our investment, cash out a little bit. So let's say we're doing a $2 million purchase, and then in that $2 million turns into $3 million, which it will, because we're buying institutionally right off the bat, and we want to take advantage of that $1 million return on the investment. It's not a return on the investment until we cash it out. That's when it becomes a return on the investment. Okay, the return on the investment is after you put it in your pocket. So if we was going to take advantage of that $1 million, I need to do another purchase of a little bit bigger than the $2 million, which would be a $3 million. Bam! There you go. This is how it works. This is not securities. This is not the stock market. It's just like buying real estate. And you get to take advantage of the real estate advantages, the tax codes. For those of you, this is a no-brainer. It's like going fishing in a pond where you know there's 1 million fish there and you're the only one fishing. That's why Treasury said there's more millionaires and more billionaires made last year than in the history of our country in Bitcoin. And I just gave an example this morning. Chet helped me out with the numbers on that. Just one day traded 250,000. If you'd have been buying when I told you to at 6,000 and you flipped it at 6,500, or you sold at 65, not flip. But that's a real estate term. I hate that too. I think that's a big scam. But anyway, you said if you'd have sold at 6,500 and made your $33,000 profit, do that 52 times a year, just once a year or once a month. That's $1.7 million on your 250,000. How to become a millionaire in 12 to 24 months? It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. You just got to be a little bit of a risk taker and pay attention to your own portfolio. Wow! I gave you the formula this week. I told everyone out there in radio land, in TV land, I told you start buying when it was at $6,700. And remember, it went down to 59. I said, listen, guys, y'all pay attention, because that was a $1,000 swing. I said, as it starts dipping, going down, so as they're starting to sell off, I explained to you that and you go back and listen to my tapes, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of last week when I said start buying. You buy incrementally as it drops. Okay? And I explained to you, you need to be buying, or that's what I would do. Especially when it hit 5,900 last week. So you should be buying, bam, 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 incrementally. Because today, as we speak right now, it's $6,700. Let's go back over that real quick. I want to see what it's trading at, because I only got 2 minutes and we're out of here for the morning. Wow, this is not even a job. I can't believe I get to do this for a living.
I miss you, Amber, so much. All right, let's see. It's 6682. Okay, 6682. Now, when I was monitoring this morning, it was 6200. It was 6100. Okay, briefly it dipped under 6100. Then it went back up to 60. So you got to be paying attention to the charts. The 1 minute and the 1 hour charts for Bitcoin are the biggest friends for those of you out there paying attention. Okay, that's your biggest friend. The 1 minute and the 1 hour chart for Bitcoin. Pay attention to that and write down pay attention to those throughout the day and throughout the week, because those are your biggest allies when you're day trading, at least for Bitcoin. 66, 82, 70. Okay? So anyway, if you would have bought in the dip and been paying attention, you'd have made a nice little return. On $250,000, you'd have made $33,000. Not a bad return. You've been listening to the Fly Mackie Show on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX, 480-466-1096. We'll see you tomorrow. Drive safely. Okay, we got to get. Some of this we can leave for Charlie, unless you can pick it all up.